Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us at Snow Globe Rescue today. I'm Tony.
I'm Allie.
And today we have another repair video for you. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us, and hopefully you'll consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. This snow globe was featured in episode 150, which was a new snow globe video that we did recently. And this got 6 subscribers requested this, so that's I think that's a record, 6. So this this repair goes out to Rougher Stuff, Janice Thompson, Darken Charlie XO, Lance, My Music Box, and Pawan Ikanayaka. So those are the 6 people that saw this and asked us if we'd do a repair video on it. So what we have here is the Sorcerer's Apprentice snow globe, Disney globe obviously. So we have the Sorcerer or Wizard Mickey inside the globe, standing on I guess probably some kind of a spell book that he has there, and it looks like there's water splashing up from under the book that he's standing on, like a little water fountain back there. And the globe has this hat, wizard's cap on it, attached to the top of it. The wizard's cap is plastic, or the globe is glass. And the base is part of the castle. And as you can see in the bottom there, we have these, I guess they're mops. These mops are coming out of the water at the bottom of the, I guess this is the basement of the castle, down there someplace. The mops are coming out one at a time, each one holding a couple of buckets of water. And they're going up the steps here to this door. And then of course the door opens up into the back here. And so this is a really nice globe. Mm-hmm. Now, the story behind this globe, we found this globe at a antiques mall. And this antiques mall had a lot of Disney globes all over the place, a lot of them. They're all very expensive. This one we found for, I believe it was $18. And we thought $18 was a pretty good deal. And we figured, well, it's missing half its water. That's probably why it's such a good deal. And we thought, well, we can fix that. Well, we got home and we noticed something that we did not realize at the the antiques mall. The price tag, there was a sticker with the price on it that was across the back of the globe here. And the price tag was, the sticker was wet and the ink was running. And we thought, well, obviously the water leaked out of the globe and somehow got on the sticker. Well, when we got home and peeled the sticker off, the label there, we realized the price tag was hiding a crack in the globe. There's a crack that starts from under the hat, curls around this way, and goes this way. And that's where the water's leaking from. And as you can see, the water stopped right at the bottom of the crack. So that was a surprise that we didn't expect. So in order to fix this globe, we're going to have to replace the glass, and hopefully we can get this hat off of there successfully and put it on the new globe. So that's going to be the challenge for us today, is to not just to I don't think replacing the glass globe itself is going to be an issue, but this is going to be the issue up here, the hat. Can we get that off of there and get it on the new globe properly? So let's see. You think we can fix this, Allie?
We're gonna find out.
Okay, let's take a look and see. Let's join us for this repair video and let's see what happens. All right, so we are going to have to remove that globe from the base in order to work with it. So I've got to replace it. So we're going to go ahead and first thing we're going to do is take this bottom cover off of here. This should be held down with hot glue. So we're going to heat it up with a hair dryer and then see if we can get that that cover off of there. All right, so Allie, when you're ready. There we go. The cover is off, and Disney did us another favor here. I mean, these Disney globes tend to be pretty good quality, and they gave us a connector here so that we can disconnect the, here we go. Because one thing we didn't show at the beginning of the video, there's a battery compartment here, and there's a light. Oh, wow.
Oh.
There is a light underneath Mickey, and that light is in the stopper there. So this connection to the battery compartment, instead of having to cut it and resolder and everything, they gave us a nice little connector there so we can disconnect it. So that's good. So this, and when we took the, oh, I see what happened. Ooh, okay. The music box was not working, and as soon as we pulled the music box out and dropped it, you heard it sprung. The regulator, or some people call this the governor, popped out. The entire spring assembly has fallen apart over here. So we're gonna have to take this and put it on a new spring assembly, because this whole thing, as you can see, has popped out. Yep, the spring has sprung, right? All this fell apart. So, okay, we're gonna have to fix that music box as well. All right, so let's put that aside. All right, so the next step here is we need to get that stopper out of there. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and prop this up on something so we can pull the stopper out. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get this stopper out of here and start over here. Oh, you know what? We're going to mark, I just remembered, we are going to mark the position of the stopper. We're going to put what?
But we're changing the globe, so will it still?
Yeah, because the mark's going to be between the stopper and the base.
Oh, yeah.
The globe won't matter. So we'll match up the...
Got it. I see what you're saying.
Right, we'll match up
what you want to do.
Right, the stopper and then the base. The globe's not even involved here. So when we put it back in, we'll just match those two lines up.
Something else.
Yeah. So that way we'll get it exactly in the right spot. Sometimes we forget to do that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to pull the stop. Okay. All right, so you can move that base out of the way. And there's Wizard Mickey. Right there, the base looks, the stopper looks good. The figurine,
no, the stopper's in great condition.
Everything looks good here. So we're just gonna rinse this off, maybe just clean off some of the stuff off a little bit. And he's fine. All right, so now the next thing we're gonna do is pour this water out. And once we pour the water out, we're gonna see about getting this globe out of the base. The next step is we're gonna take that hair dryer and we're gonna heat up the glue that's holding the globe onto the base and get that globe out of the base. So, Allie, if you wanna heat that globe up. There we go. Okay, that didn't take long. It only took a couple of minutes to get this globe off of there. Okay, so move that. Okay, so there's the base. We'll have to remove that excess glue off of there. And yeah, so the base looks good. It's in good shape. Nothing's broke. And that's one of the things that we were surprised that none of these brooms are broken off. So, knock on wood. It's not real wood, but we'll knock on it anyway. All right, so now let's move that over. So now the next thing is we need to remove this hat from the globe. Now, I don't know what kind of glue that is holding the hat. I can see the glue that's holding the hat onto the globe, but I can't tell if that's hot glue, epoxy, or super glue. So what we're gonna heat it up and see if it melts and loosens. And hopefully if that doesn't work, then we have a couple other things we can try. All right, so let's heat it up right here and see if it comes loose.
Oh.
No, it's good.
That's good?
No, yeah. This is 3 pieces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This fits right there. So that's fine. Because that fits right there. Okay. You see? It's not one piece. Okay, so one ear came off, and we just realized that this hat is not one solid piece. It's actually 3 pieces. So the ear fits in there. Okay, so we got the ear off. And there's still a piece of glass on there. Okay, so it looks like this may not be hot glue. It looks like it's probably epoxy or super glue. So we're going to have to try something else here. I got another possibility here. Let's try something else. Okay, so as you saw just a second ago, the ear came off of the hat, the wizard cap on top of the globe, and we were afraid at first that it broke. But it turns out we did not realize this until that happened, that this hat is actually in 3 separate pieces. We didn't notice it, but this ear is not, was not physically attached to the hat itself. This ear was just kind of, there's a recess right there. This ear was actually fitted into that recess and then glued onto the globe. So it's coming out, this hat's gonna come off in 3 separate pieces, 2 ears and then the main hat itself. Now the heat is not doing anything for it. So we're not gonna heat this up anymore. We might heat it up later, but what we're gonna do for right now, and as we saw with this ear right here, there was still a little piece of glass hanging onto this ear, so we tried something off camera. We found this product in the hardware store. This is super glue remover. It removes super glue, epoxy, and Gorilla Glue. Removes the toughest stuff ultra fast. So we put some of that on here and it ate up the glue and we got that piece of glass off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some of this super glue remover around the hat here, because we can see where the glue is holding the hat onto the globe there, and hopefully this will eat up that glue, and then we can just kind of like pry it off. If we have to break the globe, we'll break the globe and then just chip the pieces of glass off and get the glue off with this, but it's more difficult. But if this works, so what we're gonna do here, let's go ahead and we'll move this ear down in here. We're gonna put this super glue remover. We're going to put a few drops in between the hat and the globe here. And let that go in there and work. And then we're going to put some between the ear and the globe here. And we're going to let that sit. And we'll come back and see if we can loosen up that glue. All right, so we're going to let this sit for a bit. Okay, so we did several things while we were waiting for this super glue remover to work on this hat here. One thing is we got the other ear off, so both ears have come off, and like we said before, they were not attached to the hat. They were separate pieces, so that's not a problem. A piece of glass came off with each ear, but we used that that super glue remover and we got the glass and the glue off, so this is going to be fine. They're just going to sit right on the bowl there. Also, we did not have a globe of this size available in our parts bin, and so what we did is we found another snow globe in the storage that waiting to be fixed, and we found one that has the same size globe, so we went ahead and just borrowed the globe off of that, like we did with the last well, we borrowed for the last snow globe that we fixed, we borrowed a stopper. This time we're borrowing a globe from it. Also, we're going to use the spring assembly from that same snow globe so that we can fix this one that has the broken spring. So we're going to go ahead and keep those 2 parts from the snow globe that we found. And now the main part here, this main part of the wizard cap that's on top of the globe here, we've been putting that super glue remover on there. And at this point, we're going to try and pry it off of there and see if it's loosened up. And if it breaks, it breaks. That's not a problem. We should be able to use that super glue remover and the screwdriver to pry it off of there. But let's see what happens. Yep, it broke. That's okay. So let me see. Maybe part of it will come off. Maybe we'll get enough of it off that it won't be such a... Okay, just working my way around here. There we go. Okay, so... we do have some glass on here. Let me go ahead and get the rest of this glass off of there. And it looks like most of the glass is removed, but there's still a little bit of glue here. So let's see here. We're going to, there we go. So the glue, I'm able to pry the glue off. Okay, so this may work with that super glue remover. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and pry off the rest of the glass that's stuck on here, and using that super glue remover, we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of this glue off of here. And we're just gonna have to work it off with a screwdriver like this and use that remover to soften it up. And yeah, look, it's coming right off. All right, so what we're gonna do is we'll just do this off camera, and we'll come back when we have all this glass and glue chipped off of there. So this might not be so bad. All right, we'll be back. All right, so as you saw, both ears are off. And between the super glue remover, a screwdriver, and a razor knife, we were able to get all of that glass and glue that was stuck on here. That was it was a tough job getting that off of there, but once again, this is a globe that was never meant to be disassembled or fixed, because this was attached permanently. So it took a little work to get this, but we got it. And the last thing we're going to do before we put this back together is fix this music box assembly. And as you saw, the reason the music box wasn't working is because this spring assembly fell apart on us. It just snapped. So somebody probably overwound it and it just busted. So the snow globe that we borrowed this globe from, we're also going to borrow this assembly right here. And we're just going to swap these out like we did on that last globe that you saw. And so we're going to go ahead. This one plays the tune of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. So we're going to go ahead and remove the... let me get there we go. We're going to go ahead and remove the comb. And the music barrel off of this one. We're going to loosen up this retaining screw here, and there we go. And we're going to keep all of this together in a bag here. And we're going to take the cover off because the cover has the name of the tune on it. We'll keep that with the barrel and the comb. And so now we're going to remove this from here and put it on the other one. Okay, yeah, we're getting faster at this. Okay, now remove this. Okay, there we go. So now we'll stick this barrel onto this new spring assembly here. Hopefully. It should fit. There we go. Okay, and then we'll tighten this down. Let's see. Yep. That needs to tighten out just a little bit more. Too loose. That should work. And now we're going to put the comb on. Oh, got a little piece of something under there. Get that out of there. There we go. Okay, let's see what happens here. And the song should be...
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Is that what it said? Yeah, the name of the tune is The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that tune, but let's see.
Almost.
It's almost there, needs an adjustment. So we're going to adjust this, loosen these screws, and adjust this comb until we get it to sound as close as we can, and then we'll move on. Okay, we finally got it. We put the comb and music barrel onto a new spring assembly here. And we had to make some adjustments like we did on the last one, last couple of times. Basically, we snugged the screws down to where it would hold the comb in place. And then we had to use the pliers to move the comb like closer and further from the barrel and angle it right just so it hit the pins in the right. And we finally got it after several tries, tightened it down, and then we mounted it back on the original cover. And so it's the Sorcerer's, the Sorcerer's Apprentice was the name of the song?
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Or at the very least, that's the name of the globe.
And I believe it says on here tune. Yeah, the tune name is The Sorcerer's Apprentice by Dukas Paul. So we got that working. So now we can go ahead and put this globe back together. So we're ready to put this back together now. This is a 4.5-inch globe, which holds 28 ounces of water. So we're going to do 30% glue, which is what we've been doing lately. 30% glue is 16.8 tablespoons of glue. So we'll just round it up to about 17. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our snow globe water in here. And this is water with alcohol in it to inhibit bacteria and algae growth. We put about 2-3 tablespoons to a gallon of water, filtered water. Okay. All right. So now, Allie, if you can hold that. I am going to go ahead and put 17 tablespoons of glue in here. Okay. This is going to take a while, so here we go. That is approximately 17 tablespoons of glue, a little over 30%.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that took a while. Okay, so now we've got to stir all that glue up now. That's at the bottom of this globe here. And as we've said before, it's going to get cloudy, and then as you stir it and it dissolves, it'll clear up, and then you know it's all ready to go.
Do you like my glue?
Mm-hmm. And make sure, and we use a plastic spoon so we don't damage the glass here. It's easier, and so make sure you get any glue that might be on the bottom there, so that the glitter doesn't sit there in a bunch of glue. It'll eventually dissolve, but it's better to get it up front. Okay, so we've got all that glue dissolved in there. Okay, so Allie has picked out a couple of glitters to put in here that go with the colors on the globe.
So.
Yeah. So what have you got there?
State blue.
State blue?
Mm-hmm.
S-T-A-T-E?
Yes.
State blue, okay.
State blue.
And we're putting what, a quarter teaspoon?
Yes.
Quarter teaspoon of state blue in there.
Heaping.
Okay.
Okay.
Quarter teaspoon of state blue. Okay.
A lot of blue, but it's okay.
It's all right. And
Bling Strass.
Strass. Oh, these are stars.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're sort of like stars. Yeah, silver stars. Okay. Silver stars, which are also known as Bling Strass. S-T-R-A-S-S. Bling Strass. A few stars in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That looks good.
Magical.
Okay. Yes, it's magical. You're right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and top this off. Like that.
Well, I mean, he is drowning in water, so.
Yeah, exactly. So he's in.
It should be blue, right?
He's in some deep water. Yeah.
From all the.
Yeah, because there's blue in the hat.
Mm-hmm.
There's blue in the water that's shooting up underneath the book that he's standing on. Mm-hmm. There's blue in the buckets and the water on the and there's blue on the base as well.
If I remember correctly, he ends up like floating on like the spell book.
Oh, really?
Like because it flooded so bad that it was like more like a raft for him, and he was just like in these like violent choppy waters.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got some air bubbles.
Yeah, looks like.
Yep.
Got a little bit of space there.
Yep,
maybe.
looks a little bit. So we're gonna have to just let's see. We're gonna have to adjust this stopper here.
Yeah.
And let's see here.
Oh.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put this underwater and get that air bubble out. And we're going to go and show you how to do that. And then we'll seal it up. Okay, so today we're going to use the water submersion method to get the air bubble out. And what we do here is we just get a pot big enough with water, big enough to, put enough water to put the globe totally underwater. And especially when you have the globe out like this, or if the base is not going to be damaged by the water. We have a wire here that will connect to the battery, but that's not going to be a problem because there's no electronics in here. It's just the wire goes to the base here. So if we let this dry properly before we connect it, it should be fine. So we're going to get that bubble right here. that air bubble all the way up to the top of the stopper. We're going to grab the stopper here. Sometimes I'll put a little screwdriver that I have in between here to open it up, but this is not as tight as some of the other stoppers, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull this over once we get it under the water, and I should be able to release that air bubble just like that. Okay, and I'll tilt it over, make sure I get them all. And let's see, any air bubbles? No, none. Okay, so we're good. So now we're just going to dry this off and
not tilt it.
and then we'll put it back. Okay, so the original stopper was not a perfect fit on the new globe. Not sure why, but it was the same size globe. But so what we did is we put some hot glue over the stopper and glass here to keep any water from leaking out. So it was very minor, but this is just a little extra step here to make sure nothing goes wrong. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the globe here, and there's our mark right there that we made when we first took it apart. So Ali,
remember to do that.
Yes, we remembered to do it this time. All right, we're going to match it up with the mark that we made inside the base here. We're going to put that on there, and we're going to line those. There we go. We're going to line those marks up. Let's make sure this is sitting. Yeah, that's sitting. That's sitting correctly in there. Line those marks up. Okay, there we go. Okay. And now we're just going to get that glue in there, and let's make sure we got that globe centered.
Yeah.
Right about like that. There we go.
Like that?
Right there. See how it's even on all the sides? Okay. So now we're going to go.
Not really. From my point, I can't see
yeah,
really anything from my angle.
If you look straight down, you'll see there's an even space on all sides.
We off-centered the lines now.
There we go. Okay, the mark's good. Okay, there we go. So let me get some glue in here, and then that way we can. Once I get a couple of spots of glue, it'll hold in place. Okay, so we're gonna let that.
Oh.
That's okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do, since this is moving around a lot, we're gonna let that glue cool for a second. And then we're going to put the glue all the way around so it holds it in place. Okay, that's not going anywhere. So let's go ahead and let's put this up on this little thing here. Now let's leave it on here. We're going to hold this here until that glue cools, and then it'll be set, and then we'll go to the next step, which is putting on the cover and then the hat. The glue holding the globe and the stopper and everything together, sealing it all up, is cool now. The next thing we're going to do before we put the hat on, because we don't want to flip this upside down to put the cover on after the hat's been put on, so we're going to go ahead and get the cover on now. And we're going to go ahead and reconnect this wire for the light. Let's see, that goes on in this direction right here. There we go. Just plug that up. And then we're going to put 3 drops of glue as we usually do. Oh, you know what? I need some more. I need another glue stick. Hold on a second. Ran out of glue. Used a lot of glue to put the globe back into the base. And then right there. Okay. Then we'll get this cover back on. Wait, the battery compartment fits in there a certain way. Did I get it right? There we go. Okay, got it. Okay, that area right there was for the battery compartment. And we'll go ahead and put the batteries in. What the heck?
Well,
why not?
We'll have to turn it over.
Yeah, that way we won't have to turn it over again. Okay. All right. Now the next step is to put that hat back on. So let's go ahead and we're going to let this cool and we're going to flip it over. So now we are ready to do the last step, which is attach the hat and the ears. And so what we did is we took some measurements and we looked at the pictures of the globe before we took it apart. And we lined up the hat on the top of the globe here. And we used some painter's tape to kind of outline where this hat goes, and we put a mark here to make sure we get it centered properly. So as long as we get this hat between the tape there, we should be fine. So we're going to use hot glue to put this back together, because if we ever have to take this apart again, if we use epoxy or super glue, we'll run into another problem trying to get this thing apart. So we're just going to use hot glue today. So Allie, keep an eye on me, make sure I get this right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put hot glue along this edge here of the hat. Just a bead of it, not too much. And then another bead on the other side of the hat here. Okay. Now, here we go. We're gonna put that there. There's the mark. And then...
Are we gonna be able to get
the... Absolutely. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's lined up, centered. We're gonna let that glue cool, and then we're gonna come back and put the ears on. Okay, the glue for the hat on the top of the globe is cool. Now we're going to glue the ears on. So I'm gonna put just a couple of drops of glue in the very center of the ear there, not too much. Okay, got a little bit on the outside there. Let me remove that. Okay, now this is going to fit in there just like this. Okay, and then we're gonna do the other side. Put just a little bit of glue in the middle there. And then get that ear in place right there. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna let those ears cool and we should be done. We can take a look at it. All right, there it is, all finished up. Didn't take as long as I thought it would. I thought it was gonna be a lot more difficult than it actually was, but yeah. Looks good. We turned the light on, so you put the batteries back in, hooked up the wire, and you see the light underneath the water fountain coming up underneath his spell book there. But let's go ahead and go around and get a good look at it now that it's got full of water. No more crack in the globe. Got the hat back on. Got the ears back on. So this was a pretty good fix. Also, we actually looked up the part of the movie that this is from, and it turns out I was wrong. I thought these were mops. These are actually brooms. So those are brooms carrying the water buckets.
Into the basement.
And I guess I thought they were carrying the water up the stairs. I guess they're carrying the water down the stairs into the basement there. So
Filling the well.
They're filling the well down there. So I didn't know that. So this is learned a couple of things here today. So as you saw in the video, this was a little bit involved because we had the cracked globe that we had to replace. We had the non-working music box. We had to put the barrel and the comb onto another winder assembly and then put it back onto the cover here. And we had to get this hat off, which turned out to be a 3-piece thing here. We ended up having to break the globe and then chip the glass off, and we used that super glue remover to kind of help get the glass and the glue off. It looked like it was epoxy or super glue. But we then put the hat and the ears back on with hot glue, and they're secure. They're not going anywhere. So no one's going to mess with this globe. It's going to sit on a shelf, and then I don't think we have to worry about it falling off. But it's on there well enough that we don't have to worry about it. And if we ever have to fix this again, replace the globe, we'll be able to remove that hat and those ears a lot more easily next time. And finally, we put 30% glue in this 4.5-inch globe. That was 17 tablespoons of glue, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. And Allie put in the blue glitter with the state blue with the silver stars. And so let's go ahead and shake it up here real quick. Carefully, we'll shake it up. I'll get it upside down here. It's kind of hard to shake this because it's so big and heavy and it's so tall. I don't want to hit the hat against anything. But there we go. The stars and the blue together. Looks good.
I like it.
Yeah. Look, I think this turned out really nice. I like the way this came out. It looks so much better now that it's full of water.
Definitely.
Okay, so on the way out, we're going to go ahead and listen to the music box now that it's installed and see how that sounds. It almost sounds like Funeral March of the Marionettes to me, the Halloween song, but it's very similar, I think. But hey, it turned out pretty nice. I think this is a nice Disney globe that looked like it might have been destined for the trash, but we saved it, we rescued it, and it's going to go on the shelf with the rest of the Disney globes in the Disney collection.
Not a bad $18.
Yeah, not bad for $18, I guess, now that we got it fixed up. So, everyone, we hope you enjoyed that video and that repair, and maybe learned something. You might have a globe similar to this that you might be, might need some work and you need to fix. You can do it. You can fix it. Just take your time. Make sure you be careful with it, and you can fix it. So, until next time, hopefully you'll join us for the next video. And there's some links coming up to some other videos if you're interested. And remember to like, subscribe, and share. So until the next video, everyone take care, be safe, and we'll see you then.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.